Yeah.
So for you, let me kind of clarify, I guess, were you like more mindful and catching yourself when you had those thoughts in the moment, or did you have something deeper? Like, were you doing a meditation practice, or were you visualizing things you wanted? Did you do anything like that?
Yeah, I meditate daily. I would the things that I started practicing was more when I had an issue rather than going to someone. I was like, right, I'm going to meditate and work this out myself. And I actually found through meditation, I was working out a lot of my own answers and then that therefore built up more trust in myself because I was like, oh, I can just go within myself and meditate. And I actually do know the right answer, but I'm,
Just
yeah,
gotta be
letting,
quiet. Just gotta
yep,
just shut yourself up a little bit and let yourself
yeah.
find an answer,
So
right?
it was that. And,
Well, what I think
yeah.
is interesting, and I think what I'm getting, and it's how I feel, is that, you said you still have those moments or those old thoughts, right? So
Hmm.
is this about eradicating those old thoughts and never having them? Or is it about saying, look, they're going to come up sometimes. This isn't about being like squeaky clean, perfect Disney. It's about just saying,
Sorry.
when that comes along, I'm aware of it, and then I can pivot and have like, you know, a short reaction, but then I can move away from that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah. What's your view on that?
absolutely. So my view on that is that I agree 100. I listen to the Mindset Mentor podcast and I 100% agree with what he says. I think his name is Bob. Um, that Bob always says in a lot of his podcasts that you're going to constantly have those negative thoughts every single day. So they're not going to go away, but you have to constantly work on them. And if you don't, and it's crap. Like, I hate that our brain's always trying to kill us, as Mel Robbins says, like, your brain's always trying to kill you, which I think's hilarious, but it's true. But you have to choose to I don't think, I would love to just be like, right, I've done all this work, so tomorrow I'm going to wake up and it's never. I believe they always are there, but you just have to choose to make different choices and to do the work. And I do believe if you do listen to a good book or read a good book for just 10 minutes a day, it makes that massive difference. So for example, the other day I was feeling a little bit flat over here and I watched Something Greatness, and I just had a blank on his name. Lewis Howes has an
Yeah.
amazing, what's it called? The video he's just released?
I don't know, but I know his podcast.
Pursuit of Greatness. Yeah, and
Right.
I love his podcast. Anyway, the video is worth watching. I 100% recommend watching it. It's free. It goes for an hour. It's amazing. It's a story on his life and what he did to get where he was. And it's quite phenomenal, but really he just did a lot of stuff that no one else was willing to do. So when he wanted to get to a certain level in his soccer team soccer team, what did he play? I can't even
American football.
remember. American football, sorry. He just did everything that no one else was doing. So when everybody else was partying and drinking, he wasn't drinking. He was doing extra work after the training. He was training on the weekends with his dad. And I think he just talks about, it's just constantly, I definitely think for me, it's constantly doing, like, listening to a good podcast and doing that work, because then when things do happen, what I found is when things do happen to me over here, it's like I have a little encyclopedia in the back of my brain now that's like, oh, remember you learn about that? And that kind of comes up. So even when you learn something, you think it's not really going to help you at the time, it actually could help you in a month's time.
Sure.
When something happens.
And what I like about this, though, is you're talking about, you're doing it, you're applying the work, and you're in the middle of your journey, and it's helping you, and you're seeing benefits. Where I think, Lewis Howes' podcast is great. Tom Bilyeu, Impact, like, I love all these podcasts, but I'm thinking for people who are watching those, they look at those people and go, yeah, fine, you've applied it, but look at the level you're at.
They're amazing.
And it's great because they're at that level, but it's one thing is saying an American football player, or like, the best soccer players in the world, like Cristiano Ronaldo, who have these great disciplines. A kid or a young teenager or a 20-year-old looks at that and goes, well, yeah, but they're an anomaly. You know what I mean? Because they're in like this elite sport. And what I think is interesting is that as far as I'm aware, you're not in an elite sport. You're not like a super famous celebrity yet,
No,
but
no, not yet.
but you're
No.
doing but you're doing the do. And I think that's
Yeah.
for me a big thing of like why I want to do this show, because I'm not necessarily going to get in super famous people right off the bat, but I don't want that. But for people that are coming in, that are just in the middle of their life and seeing results, that that's something that I think, you know, other people can look at and go, well, in the nicest way, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what is great when you do see, like, even when I watch The Pursuit of Greatness, I think that, don't quote me on that, might be the wrong name, but
Pursuit of
it's good to
Happiness.
see.
You mean the
No,
movie?
this is Lewis Howe's,
Oh,
Lewis
okay. Okay.
Lewis Howe's book story, but it was good to see that, oh, you're normal. Oh, you slept on your sister's couch for 2 years. You didn't
Yes.
have a job. Oh, you were really depressed. Oh, your
Yes.
friend was suicide. Like, it's not that you want to hear that, but I mean, yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, I think this is great because it's good to show people that, yeah, I mean, it's not, you don't just start off like, I know what you mean. Tom Bilyeu is amazing, but sometimes you want to hear about what did they do when they were first starting out,
Yeah, I want to hear
and
both,
how
but
did
I
they
think
overcome all those challenges. So,
if I'm 25 and I'm not there yet, the gap seems too big, and my mind goes, love it, but I can't relate yet. And I
yeah,
think their stuff's
yeah,
essential and awesome, but I always like the stories of people that are then just not at that stage yet, but you can relate a bit more to them because
yeah.
they're like only a notch or two ahead of you, even though there is no ahead.